on. I got Mama mic'd up because there were two in the pack, so why not use them if we can? We're on our way actually to see Christina. It is a very special day today at Blessed to Crochet because we are celebrating not the anniversary of our channel, but the first time we went live. I will put that in the description below. If you go back to that first live, I look back and go, oh my goodness, we've come such a long way. So I didn't think by this point we would be at 1,300, almost 1,325, I think the last time we looked. And I didn't think that we would be, hi Diane, I didn't think that we would be monetized. I was we were working pretty hard to get there, and we did. So guys, without you, it couldn't have happened. It would have, by this point today, if we hadn't been, then we would have started to kind of start losing hours as the days went by. So I was really glad we were able to do that prior to that. Hi, Crazy Life Homestead. How are you? So anyway, today is the anniversary of Ivet that we went live, and we have come, like I said, a long way. Now, we have our daily devotions today. We actually just recorded that in the car because we just figured it's not going to happen by the time we get home. Usually by the time we go out and see Christina and go do what we need to do with her and go home, we're tuckered and we just go relax. So that's probably what's going to happen today. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. It's not snowing, but it's supposed to be very cold tomorrow. Well, thank you very much. Got my coffee. I don't know how anybody does this. My daughter does not like coffee. I don't know how she doesn't. I don't know how she doesn't do it. I have to have my coffee in the morning. And usually Mondays are so rough for me because usually it takes me a long time to get moving in the morning. And so I'm doing this. Mother's love, right? So anyway, we're on our way to go see her and go have lunch with her, and then she has a doctor's appointment. She wants us to go with her too. See, never stop needing Mama. It's proof. But I just think I go back to that first live. I think, man, we have come such a. Yep. Well, you know what you would think when they grow up, they don't need you as much, and they don't, but they still need you. There's sometimes hi Bud Files. Yeah. Thank you very much. That they still need you. You know, managed to get outdoors today. Still recovering from fall before Christmas. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry, and I hope that you recover well and quickly. I can't put comments up, or I put some ones, but people want to put ones in the chat. That's just a way of saying good vibes, prayers, whatever you do to let somebody know that we're thinking of them. So I hope that I'm sure it felt good to get out, but I hope you don't fall again. That's not good. We don't want you to do that. So, you know, but she's you know, she's my daughter. I just said to her yesterday, so I'm so proud of you. You've come such a long way. And she's a beautiful young woman, married, and just she keeps pressing forward. And she's a tough cookie like her mama. And she's worked today. She's working where the horses are. So we're gonna go see some of the horses, I think. And she's starting to work individually with one of the horses. So that'll be really cool. She just loves animals. She always has. And I started horseback riding. Well, she started horseback riding when she was 5. There was a program in our local area that allowed children with special needs to come on board and have equestrian, therapy, riding therapy. And for about 10 years, she got a scholarship to do that. And she did, and she went to 2 Special Olympics championships in Tampa. and did very well. And then there was a time it was right after she got diabetes, and she was, "Hi Nancy, how are you?" Um, she got diabetes and she was out for a while, and she went back, and her trainer, the lady she was used to, had left, and there was another lady there that didn't quite fit with her well, and we brought her service dog. It hadn't been very long that we'd had him, and he wasn't acting right. He wasn't settling down. I couldn't figure it out. What is he? Why is he doing this? He's just not acting right. Well, he was trying to tell me something. I just didn't pick it up. And so I took him away because I didn't want to disturb the class. I didn't want to disturb the horses. I took him away, and I was watching from from a little bit of a distance, and I was walking him and so forth, and he just wasn't acting correctly. And sure enough, I look over about 5 minutes after this whole started, and I looked over, and I'm like, my daughter just went flying off the horse. And I'm telling you, I walked as quickly as I could to get my tail end over there. And when they're at the riding center where we're at, they train the horses. The minute a rider falls off, if that happens, they're to stop in their tracks. And that horse stopped immediately. And they also teach the riders, especially the ones that are riding independently, to because some of them can't. Some of them, they have to have side walkers on either side to hold them or something, or they have to have a lead or what have you. And so, hi Lifeboat, how are you, Tommy? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot. If it wasn't for you, hi Anthony, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. And that's Mama there. But if it wasn't for you, and
thank you.
Anthony, can you do me a favor? If you can drop the Lifeboat for me. Hi, Allison. Thank you so much. If you can drop the link for the Lifeboat. I'm not on StreamYard, but thank you so much. Love you, brother. I am so grateful to the Lifeboat. Hi, Don. How are you? I am so grateful, beyond grateful. And she wasn't hurt, but they trained them to put their hands around the neck of the horse and fall off. Hi, Loomis. So fall off and literally, fall. And that's how she did. And then as soon as she got back on the horse, thank you, Sunrise Dawn. As she got back on the horse, guys haven't followed the Lifeboat, go follow. Go subscribe. When she fell off, she got back on the horse and she rode, Jordan was just fine. It was like he was trying to tell me something wasn't sitting right. The horse, something was going to happen, and he was letting me know. And then he just, as soon as she got back on that horse, and of course they took her by lead at that point. They didn't allow her to go off. She was too shaken. And took her by lead, and he just sat right down going, okay, we're fine now. I was trying to tell you something wasn't sitting right. And I didn't know because he just was new to our family, and I was new to his cues and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, but if anybody's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I reflected a lot yesterday about thinking about it. And I thought, sometimes we need people to encourage us. And I'm going to kind of tag the tagline that Tommy got me to, us to start, right? And say, you know what? If you got something to say, hit that big red button. And it seems intimidating. It seems a little bit like I can't do this. There are tons of new channels. There are. But I think that there's a ton of channels. But if you think of the channel that you're involved with, right, and you think of the fact that you can start building a community within that channel. If you realize that there's people within the channel and you can start building a community, If you look at it from that perspective, each one of those channels, if they're doing live format, they're building a community within them. You come into the chat, you probably know some of the people that are in the chat, right? You know who's in here. And, connection doesn't fix everything, but it sure makes living this life a lot easier. When we're going through a struggle, when we're going through a difficulty, we're all here for each other. I've said to everybody, if somebody reaches out to me and says, listen, can you turn the lighthouse on? If I can, I will turn it on. The magic doesn't happen behind the camera. It happens in front of the chat. And I just think to myself, if I had decided to hide in the corner, I don't know where we'd be. I wouldn't be in the same place. I don't have that tape running through my head anymore that says nobody wants to be my friend. That's foolishness. You have a community built. Just because you have a really strong family, and I do, doesn't mean that you can choose other people in your life. I don't have the ability to have a sister and brother. I don't think she is having any more children. No. And so, I'm never going to have that. But I have chosen sisters and brothers. Tommy's one of them. Jason P. Reese, is a sister. Kristen Melinda's a sister. Sandy Wendy's a sister. I have tons of them now because I have chosen that I need that support system. And there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean that you're saying to your family, well, even if they're supportive, you don't matter, right? And Sunrise Dawn saying hello. Hello. It doesn't matter. You don't matter. Of course you matter. But it just means that you are putting other support beams in your way, in your life. When my daughter got married, that's what I said to my son-in-law. I'm not coming in to be her main support. You are her main support. And you're a sister too, Don. And I'm sure I'm forgetting people, so forgive me. I haven't finished the coffee yet. It's not going all the way to the brain, people. But anyway, I said to him, you're going to be her main support. You're her husband. But we're going to be just side beams. We're going to be there if she feels like she needs us. And we can all come together and have that community. And I thought the first time I did, I went live and I look at the backdrop that I used because I thought, I'll just go to Dollar Tree. I'm a crafty person. And I look at the backdrop I used and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so terrible. I did Dollar Tree jinky something because we had a TV in the back, which we still do. And then I found something better. And I thought I spent about 2 hours to try to make this jinky thing that I found for on OfferUp for $10. It looks so much better. And just as a side note, the temporary fix of the computer will be here on Thursday. So we're hoping that will fix the problem so that on a live, when I'm going through StreamYard at home, I won't just disappear. It's not cool. And it's starting to irritate me. However, I'm going to tell you something. The computer knows. I have a sixth sense that the computer knows because ever since we ordered the kind of temporary computer, just so you can see the wind's up today, you can see it on the ground moving. The temporary computer, ever since we ordered the computer to be able to kind of be a temporary Band-Aid right now in the going live solution. The other computer has been acting beautifully, and I'm like, you must know something. I'm telling you. I'm just sitting there going, man alive. If it doesn't think it knows something, it's got to know something. It knows that I'm getting irritated with it and it's about to be replaced. Who knows it? Because it's just funny how it's acted. It's not acted up since I've decided to do that. So, it must have been an Amish buggy that came through. There's evidence of it on the ground. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm like, an Amish buggy. And so anyway, but that is that is that's the scoop. But it was held up by the snow in Texas. It's coming from Texas, which I thought was crazy. And just so people know, if people, and Anthony, I don't know, were you able to look into possibly getting the jewel thing that I did on the live? I don't know if Amish bug fuel emission. Yeah, I love it. If I see an Amish buggy, I will show it to you all. There has been times where we've come through here and seen Amish buggies, but I don't know if they'd be out in this weather. But sometimes we've seen them. But I don't know if you've signed up for the jewels. I know we did. So if you guys are ever coming into a vertical live stream, realize that the super stickers, no, super chats are still available in the memberships, but the super stickers have been replaced by what is called jewels. And they're supposed to be dancing emojis on the screen. So anyway, I just let people know about them that are especially other content creators that do a lot of vertical live streams. So that they can be aware that they can do that. And then people buy the jewels and a bundle, and then they can spread them out to their other content creators. So it's just there. Like I said, just you all being here is, to me, my gift. It's all about the connection. It is 100% about you guys connecting with each other, finding other channels that you like, and having that happen. And hopefully everybody can hear me well with mics attached. They're handy to have. Well, Happy New Year too. I hope everybody has a wonderful 2025. There was a movie Josh and I watched. I kind of put my phone away for a while last night. I finished up, or almost finished up, with the blanket. And Josh and I watched a movie. I did not know the story, but what an amazing story. It was about a lady that swam the English Channel. It was Trudy. I don't remember her last name right now. It was a wonderful, wonderful story. It was on Disney, and it was called Young Woman and the Sea, I think, or the Ocean, or something like that. And so we are going to I'm going to start doing a little bit of research into her life a little bit and share her story. But I just live in Ohio. I just really loved her story. And one of the things that I really loved was actually the ending of the movie. Because the end of the movie showed her as she was trying to finish, and I'm sure that the movie, did some, took some liberty, but at the end of the movie, she's in this in this English Channel, right? And they said the last 5 miles they couldn't go along with her by boat because she was in the shallows. So she couldn't do that. So she had to go by herself. Well, they said it's dark. A lot of swimmers get lost within that part of the English Channel, and it's dark. It's night. She's tired. She'd been in the water at this point for 10 hours plus. She's exhausted, and she is getting to the point where she's like, I don't know. She's cold. She's tired, and she gets so close to the shoreline, and they came along. It was amazing. Of course, back then didn't have telephones, so everybody had to do it by wires and back and forth radio stations,
relays.
Relays and everything. And so she ended up. They all came to the end shore of the I know feeling Mary. I swam across Long Island Sound when I was a kid. Wow. And so I think it was 21 miles that the English Channel is.
Yes.
And she ended up at the very end. They all came, everybody from the town came and lit up light all across the shore because it was pitch dark to be able to get her to see which direction she was going to need to go in and which one she was going to need to swim. And all she had to do was turn around. She was facing this way and the light was behind her. And all she needed to do was turn around, and she was panicking. She was panicking. She was nervous. She was scared. She didn't know what direction she was going to go in, right? And she was panicked. And all she had to do was turn around and see the light, see the people there and the connection and support. And I was thinking, it was such an amazing story. And my husband said, I don't know if I'm going to stay out here for the whole thing. Well, he ended up staying out for the entire movie. It was a wonderful movie and a wonderful story, about the connection she had with her sister and family support and so forth. And her mom reminded me a lot of Nana. She was a tough cookie. She was she was no nonsense lady. And so she was actually waiting for updates, from the radio. She walked right into the radio station and said, "You guys are taking too long to give updates. I'm sit here, right here, until I get all the updates as they're coming." All right, Don, thank you for stopping in. And I'm sitting there going, you got to be kidding me. I thought, that's exactly what Nana would have done. Yes. You're taking too long. Let's get with it here. And so she got to the very end of her journey, right? And thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate it. And she got to the end of her journey, and she's all wrapped up in a towel, and all the police are standing there, and they said, "We're very sorry. We can't let you in because you don't have a passport." I'm thinking, you think the Queen could have said, "Let him in"? We can't let you into England because you have the passport. And they showed her trying to put her feet in the sand. Hi, Lydia, how you doing? Feet in the sand, right? And she couldn't even walk because she had been swimming for so long. But everybody says, don't touch her, because she was at the end of her finish race. But what a tremendous story. And I had never heard it before until I watched a movie. So we're going to have to do a little bit of, I think she has an incredible story. I think her family has an incredible story, but I love the end part because I thought, how many times in our lives we feel we're in a dark hole and we're just circling, right? We're circling, and the light's right behind us. The community is sitting there going, we're right here, just need to reach out, calm down, don't panic. We're right here. There's somebody here. And I just thought it was a great thing. So anyway, that's my little thing, but we're going to have to certainly talk about it. Oh, I'm sure the water was cold, but it was a fascinating, I didn't even know it, and it was a fascinating story. It was a very well done movie. But she had a little bit of a tenacity, and she got it certainly from her mother. That was for sure. But she was gonna learn to swim. This Trudy, she was gonna learn to swim. She was gonna let nothing stop her. She's gonna keep pressing forward. And I thought, this is a story. The minute I got done, my husband looked and said, "You're going to talk about this on YouTube." I'm like, oh, yes. Because I said, I could watch it again. I mean, it was just a tremendous story. And I'm sure, again, it was probably, it had some liberties to it taken, I'm sure. But what a fascinating story. It really was. So there was some bad actors, but didn't let this stop this woman. She just kept going on. And it was like, I think she went to the Olympics in Paris and didn't do well, and she wasn't going to swim again. And I thought, Elvis Presley went on, what was that? I'm going to remember. The Grand Ole Opry. And he did very badly. They didn't like him. And he even went to Las Vegas and didn't do the greatest the first time out. So sometimes we have to keep trying and keep going until we do it. And when it seems impossible, you just got to keep going. And when you're spinning and everything looks dark, turn around, because there's always someone there that can be there for you. Build your support system, guys. If that's anything that I can say, do not, sit there thinking that you need to do this by yourself. You don't. Coffee. Whoever invented coffee, I thank you very much. I tried doing the whole tea thing in the morning, and I deal with asthma, so usually I've been dealing with some the past couple of days. If I have my coffee in the morning, it helps with the asthma tremendously. I'm just like, I need my coffee.
We saw another nice movie about the penguin.
Oh yes, there was another one Christina showed us, and it was My Penguin Friend.
Yeah, something like
and that was a really cute movie. It was based on a true story. And then we had a wonderful pastor at our church yesterday, because right now we don't have a pastor, so we're having guest pastors come in right now until we find our next pastor. And don't ask me to pronounce his name.
Masa, Pastor
Hi, let's
Masa.
have a cup of coffee. Well, I'm having my cup of coffee.
Pastor Masa.
Pastor Masa. He
from
had it
Nigeria.
From Nigeria. He had a tremendous testimony. And I will put the link to that. Christina said to me, I feel like watching Cool Runnings after listening to him.
Even though that's from Jamaica, but still.
But I said to her, well, we still watched kind of an island movie after we got done yesterday. It's called My Penguin Friend, and it's really cute. And I did end up watching Cool Runnings. When I was growing up, I'm telling you, I don't know how many people saw that, but they had it at the local movie theater, and I'm telling you, I went and saw it over and over again. I loved that movie, and I still do. Even though I know all of the words, I just love it. And my dad loved it, but when he got dementia, we had to stop letting him see it, because he would just bawl into tears at the very end of it, which is very common for people dealing with dementia. They can just start crying. So we had to kind of turn that one off.
Yeah, any kind of movie, even Sound of Music, he would cry. So we went with Gunsmoke.
I learned an interesting fact. The Sound of Music, they said they didn't know when they were filming that they actually picked a very rainy time in the weather where they filmed it. And they said, as long as it's not like downpouring, you're not going to see it on camera. She said, we were up there, and she said, the helicopter was coming by, and it was shooting her on the top of the mountain, and then they would swoop by, and they said, okay, do it again. And she said she often found herself right in the mud over and over again. And then they said her grandson went to a birthday party one time, Julie Anders, and he kept looking at the screen.
He was only about 4
or 5 years old, looking at the screen and just looking at it. And his mother came in and said, I forgot what the grandson.
They were playing Mary Poppins.
Yeah, they were playing Mary Poppins and looking at the screen. And the grandson just sat there looking at it. The mother came in and says, do you know that person? And he goes, no. She said, well, look at it again. You know that person very well. Is it somebody we know? No. And eventually the mother said, well, that's, Grandma. I don't think he called him Grandma, but anyway, so forth. And so the next time he went and saw his grandmother, he walked in and he just looked right up at her and he said, I know what you do. That was so cute. Wish we all had a Mary Poppins bag, right? Put everything in there, take everything with us. Pack up a house really quickly and easily. That would be really nice. I haven't seen Mary Poppins in years. In years and years and years. So what is everybody's plans today? We're about 25 minutes out from where we're going to hook up with Christina. I don't think I'm going to do a live today. Or outside of this. I may on the way home. We'll see. We may do 2. That would be a good time to do it. So we may do it on the way there and then on the way back. And then that's a good plan, Nancy. Stay warm and safe. I double that. We are. And then we'll do it on the way back. And then we'll catch people that otherwise couldn't come in the morning, and so forth. But guys, just thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We really want to say that that you all have just. We're so grateful for the community. We really are. We're extremely grateful for all of you in the community. I can't say enough about the lifeboat, the family that I've built over there. There are times, like last night, I chose to kind of put my phone down, enjoy the crochet, enjoy time with my husband, and just watch a movie and just relax. And we need all of those. We need those times. But we need to still filter in having those connections, and you can build a community through this thing we call YouTube. It is there, and I'm so grateful for the friends, the sisters and brothers I have gained through this. I'm just beyond grateful, and I'm thankful, and Mama's thankful too, as she's yawning.
Ooh, I need another cup of coffee. No.
You can't have mine.
No.
I love you, but you're not going to take mine.
We don't like the same kind of coffee either.
She likes. I
like coffee.
I have to have flavored coffee. She doesn't.
Do you
do
like
flavored.
coffee?
She doesn't like flavored coffee, but it's not flavored. The only flavored, non-flavored coffee that I like is one that Der Dutchman does. It's their house blend. It'll be one that I will drink, and it's not a flavored cup of coffee. And that is about the only one that I'll have. That's like an Amish restaurant. I think we're going to Culver's today. I think it's a Culver kind of day.
Yeah.
So I think Patty Melts may be in the mix for today.
Right.
But I guarantee you, Christina's going to want to take us around and show us the horses. A lot of these, from what I can understand, are show horses.
Yeah, I don't know that we'd be allowed to film
I'm not going to film them, but a lot of them are show horses. And a lot of them, she said they get out, but not too much because they don't want their fur to grow too long. I guess I didn't know that either. But she's working, the horse that they're kind of having her work with on the side a little bit is Storm, and he's actually a diabetic like she is. Talking of the individual we're talking about.
Hello.
Hey, guessing your guys are on the road.
Yes.
Okay, just what time is your ETA?
About 5 after 11.
So 11:05?
Yes, somewhere around there.
Okay. Alright, well, she'll probably be working around that, but
Yeah.
we're almost done.
Oh,
I
good.
figured if we get out around like 12 o'clock, we can stop for lunch. Well, no. Maybe like 11:45, stop for lunch.
Yes, because
And
it's
then,
we got to get through eating by 12:40 at the very latest, so you can get
yeah,
there before 1.
yeah. I'm probably pretty sure we'll get all these installs done before I have to
Because
leave.
that's why I thought we were going to eat after the doctor, so you could have more time to work.
No, it's fine. Amanda's going to be in, so if I
Okay.
need her to pull, if I need her to do it.
Well, or you can
She
help
doesn't,
when you come back. If there's anything left, you can help with it.
Christina, if you want to say hi to everybody, you can.
You're on YouTube.
You're on YouTube.
Oh, hi. Hi. Hi, people on YouTube. I'm going to go. I'm going to keep up working, so
Okay,
I'm going to
sweetie.
get as much as I can done.
All right,
Okay,
love you.
but we can always wait.
Yes. All right.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Bye bye.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
There's my kiddo, my one and only kiddo. Oh, there's a buggy.
Yeah.
But there's no horse to it. I didn't come in time. She's gone. She's trying to finish up all the stalls.
She's trying to finish up before we get there.
I'm going to put a community post up. I'll start doing it probably about the 15th of every month. And people can put in ideas and topics. I can't say that we'll always be able to discuss them or feel equipped to discuss them, but we can, certainly people can put in topics that they would be interested in us discussing. Now, tomorrow night, I will be on My Other's Keeper and talking about my trip back to Danville, Indiana. So what I thought I would do maybe is I'll see about maybe going live a little bit prior to that to kind of give a little background and then send people over to My Other's Keeper, or I may co-stream it. We'll see. But that is a town where I had to leave very quickly, and I never really left there without some kind of. I left in a very emotional state every time I did. Excuse me. So it is the story of me going back after 26 years, 25 years, something like that. Me going back, when we went to Thanksgiving, we were very close to about an hour out of Danville, and we chose to go, my daughter and I, and we drove to Danville, and it was a little nerve-wracking, I can say that, because I didn't leave underneath the best circumstances. And it was emotional, and we went back to the hospital she was born in and saw that, the church and so forth, and different places that were a little bit triggering, I can say that. And but at the same time, when I left, I still think I'm processing all that, and I said to Kim, I'm just not ready yet, and I still think I'm processing it, but it doesn't have the same sting as it did prior to me going. It doesn't have the same hold. It doesn't have the same sting. When I think of Danville now, I think of the way my daughter and I left, and that's really what I wanted to accomplish. So sometimes when we when we go back to something that otherwise can be triggering, sometimes we need to do it, and it may take like me 25 years to get back. If my husband didn't have family up in Ohio, we wouldn't be in Ohio. But because he had family in Ohio and family in Indiana, and I said to him, I love you, but I will hopefully never have to live in Indiana again. I will live on the cusp of it, but I never really want to, because it's just too hard for me. But if I had to, I would. But the thought of it when we were originally coming up was it was too much. So do it with support. Make sure you have the support people around you. Do it when you are emotionally ready. And if it takes 25 years to go back to some place that could be triggering, do it. And I don't know if we were even up in Ohio, if it would have ever happened. I wouldn't have gotten on a plane and traveled to Danville and gone up here and showed my daughter that if we were only an hour away. So it just worked out, but it was somewhat healing. It was a healing journey, and I'm very glad we did it. And she said to me, next time we come here for Thanksgiving, we're going to have to come out here. And I'm like, okay, well, it won't be so bad the next time around. She really liked the diner that we went to. And they have very good food, I will say that. It was very good. So I was going to try to, originally Josh was going to come, and he wasn't feeling well that day. And I was going to do a lot of recording and stuff, and I just didn't. And I'm really kind of glad I didn't. I really had some precious time with Christina. Christina asked some really valid questions, some ones that I'll probably never share on the YouTubes. that were between her and I, and she asked some detailed questions about that time in my life. And one of the questions that I feel comfortable sharing, she goes, "Mom, why? Why did you do that?" And I said, "Because I was looking for love. I was angry with the world. I was angry with everything, and I just, he was very charming, you know, seemed like a wonderful guy altogether." And I said, everybody else saw red flags that I didn't see. And when my daughter was dating, was I looking out for her like you couldn't believe. And, my son-in-law he had to show who he was. And I'm so grateful. He really is. He's a hard worker. Um, Such a good man to her. And they're both growing. You don't get into a marriage and sit there and say, okay, you know what, we're just going to all come together. It's growing. You each grow, you each learn, you realize that a marriage is sacrifice, but that takes time for you to not put yourself first and put the other person first. I still had friends in bad places. They were with me 24/7 when I went to face my demons there. For me, it is very cathartic. Yep, it was. It was somewhat nerve-wracking. Um, but again, so I will be on her channel discussing my trip back there. On February the 3rd, I will be on Lewis Acre Karma with her. And I forgot to look in my things. I can't remember. It's a Saturday. I will be on with Living My Best Life After 60. I will be on with her talking about service dogs. And that's something that this year I want to do a little bit more deep dive into as well. Having everybody understand how they should interact with people who have service animals, how they need to be, the story, how we obtained it, what they need to be looking at when they're kind of getting involved with a service agency for getting a service dog, because we got taken on the second round. And the story of how we got there, the change that happened in my daughter's life from a service dog, and truly, what it really makes a difference. And I hope that we can we could do better in our lives, but in this world, and providing service animals for people that need them. Like my husband needs a diabetic service dog. The problem is that the agency that we were going to go through in Cincinnati required us to get to give up Mocha, and we tried last year to rehome her, and it didn't work. And the more and more we thought about it, Mocha we know her very well. I trust her. I know it sounds crazy, but I know her well enough. Like this morning, she was acting a little bit of and I think she was abused by people in hoodies, because she just doesn't react well to that. And she was acting like she was having a little fit this morning, and I kind of had to stand in between my mother and myself, or my mother and her, and say, unacceptable behavior. And I know that she's not going to bite. And she sounded horrible. She was just having a fit. But I knew she wasn't going to bite. But to somebody that doesn't know how to get her, I mean, I knew I could get her collar and get her to sit down and to get her to calm down. But, she and let her do what she needed to do. But it took a little bit of time. But to some people, they're not going to understand that she's not. They're going to go, oh my goodness gracious, she's not going to bite. She's just acting absolutely inappropriate. And we're not going to tolerate it. And we love her. So in order to get the one place to give Josh the service animal for no cost, we were going to have to rehome Mocha. And that's just not going to happen. Because she really, I would be really afraid, honestly, that she would be one of those revolving dogs, because nobody's going to, you don't get the right person that's going to, hi, Mon, how are you, darling? If nobody past that, give up quickly. And we started the vet in April of 2022. It's now 2024 or 25. So moved up here in 22. It's about 2.5 years. And she's just starting to get to the point where she trusts these people. 2.5 years later. So if we rehomed her and somebody wasn't willing to take a lot of time to get and understand her and build her trust, they're going to give up too quick. And we brought her in to the vet on Thursday, the second round, because the first one didn't take well, the sedation. Brought her in, she got right on the weigh scale. We brought her back, and even the nurse was able to come in and pet her on top of her head. And I'm thinking, girl, you've gone so far and such a long way, because when we first brought her in, people were far away from her, at the door, and she growled. Somebody took her back and said, come on, Mocha, and she just went right back with them. But it's taken 2.5 years to get to that point where she's trusting the ladies within the vet's office. And this vet is just wonderful. She's just what an absolute gem this vet is. I'm just so grateful. So I'm going to hop off here. We're about 7 minutes out. Excited that to be awake, to be here with you and celebrate. Yes. Josh, no longer till your birthday. Special surprise may be on the way. I love you, girl. And she's another reason why. We're going to pop on the way home. That way we'll get everybody to celebrate with us that couldn't hop on this morning. I know this is not a typical little celebration thing, but you know what? Life happens, right? And I would have loved to have been able to come on and we could have done a party tonight. But you know what? As long as we're, I know he'll enjoy it. As long as we're together, that's all that matters. And guys, Tommy was in here today. Man, I'm going to be floating on air, because that meant a lot to me. I know that he tends to not, I know he watches, but I know he tends not to comment because people takes the focus off the host or the person that's streaming and gets it on him. And he doesn't comment a lot because he doesn't want to take it away from the person. And so I appreciate that. I know he watches, but the fact that he just said congratulations in this live meant the world to me, because I know without him we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have turned on that button if they hadn't said, hit that, smash that big red button if you have something to say. And that should be on a shirt. That may be on a shirt. So, Mama, do you have anything to say? Because you're mic'd up.
Not really. I'm on this windy road, so my focus is really on.
Well, I know you want to say thank you to
everybody. Of course.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Tommy and everybody that's supported Mary and in this endeavor and supported us, and I just truly am very thankful. Very, very thankful.
And she's getting more and more comfortable on screen. Believe it or not. She's just, I'm getting her slowly into it. This is her channel, but the connection is something that I treasure tremendously. So
I've never been on this road before, and it's very windy and hilly.
Can you not see the windy roads? We're in Sharon Township, but there's snow on the ground, Mom. I'm sure you don't have snow where you are in Australia.
Yeah. Anywhere in Australia? I don't know.
She asked if there's snow any place in Australia. I don't think so. But there's the snow and the winding roads of Ohio. I'll let you see it for a moment. Oh, dear Lord, look at all of it. Can you not see the winding road she's talking about? And I think that there's more snow where we live. I'm going to try to get Mocha outside. But she was she had her vet visit, and then she had she had her vet visit, and then she had a little bit of an issue. So we had to give her a couple days to kind of get her medicine in her and get her feeling better, and she is. So we didn't want to take a chance, and we wanted her tummy
her digestion
yeah,
anymore.
we wanted it to all calm itself down and
Yeah.
did and so forth. So not at the moment, but in New South Wales and Victoria during the winter.
Okay.
Something tells me we may be in horse country here.
Yes. Yes.
So anyway, there it is. Look at all that snow. It looks like
And these roads are narrower.
you didn't all see the squeaky by of that truck. Maybe you did.
Well,
It's beautiful though. It's beautiful. So everyone, stay connected. It's so important. We will come on later today and celebrate again with you all. But again, thank you so much. Thank you to the lifeboat. Thank you to my lifeboat family. Hey, Ann Dale Homestead, how are you doing, hon? Mon, can you do a link to Ann Dale? She's a wonderful channel. You need to have a podcast. Your voice is wonderful. I love listening to it. It's very calming. She has a very calming voice. But she also is just such a sweetheart, and we're grateful to be able to support her. So if you can link Ann Dale Homestead, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, we like her, Ann Dale. You all later today on the way home. And this is why we're celebrating today.
on the road.
On the road. No, I'm not going to sing on the road again. Thank you. On the road again. No, you don't want to sing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you all. Remember, stay connected. It's so important. Be proud of being yourself. That's what I found out this year. That's our mantra going into this year. Be proud of being yourself, because everyone else is taken. You can only be you. Can only be the one that you're created to be. Embrace it. Don't fight it. Right? And remember, we got you covered. And thank you so much for having us covered. It means the world. I'll try to come on StreamYard later today, but we'll see. I didn't set it up. I didn't do anything because I knew it would be out and about doing this today. Wait for Mon to drop that link, and then I'm going to head off here, finish my coffee. By the time it's ready to finish my coffee and have my protein drink, I'll be ready to go to lunch.
I don't know. We have to turn left somewhere up here.
We'll find the way.
Yes. I don't see it yet, but
turn left. Then the destination is on
It
the
may
left.
be that big stable over there.
yes.
I think we found it. Mon's got it. She's got Andale. So if you haven't gone over and followed Annie Dale Homestead, please do that. Do you not see? They haven't shoveled the snow here yet. So anyway, look at that.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll see you later today. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye. Stay warm and be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. Love you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.